Hi there, bygender.net. I decided to go ahead and just click the record button at this particular moment just because I thought that would be a hilarious and, more importantly, dignified way to start off this video. I have not posted in a couple of weeks, I think. And I'm posting now. Not just because Sam reminded me earlier, but because I was going to anyway. I am going to go with last week's open topic idea, since I don't actually know of a very specific topic for this week. The hell? Found licorice. Found licorice is the best licorice. Now, I'm not alone in here. Lots of distractions. So, in the spirit of last week's open topic, I wanted to talk about transy type stuff. There are trans people of different varieties out there, but some of them are very specific varieties. Kitty, good. Throw me a bone here, cat. Like, for instance, there are the ones who think that the only kind of truly successful transition is the start at one end of the gender spectrum and go all the way to the other end of the gender spectrum, male to female, female to male, or presumably intersex to one extreme or the other. And that in order to be successful, not only do you have to reach your extreme, but you've got to pass all the time, you've got to present in an attractive manner and all of this stuff, and you've got to live up to societal expectations and gender stereotypes and all that. I run into this a bunch because I maintain a rewarding and usually quite entertaining friendship with someone who's a fellow YouTuber who holds a philosophy that I feel is essentially similar to this. I don't want to try to pigeonhole her as far as saying this is what she believes, this is what she doesn't. But we have these discussions in which this sort of thing comes up. And I want to talk about that because regardless of how male or female I happen to be feeling, my presentation tends to have markers and characteristics that either are kind of a sprinkling of this and that, or are non-specific even. And I'm not the only one. And I don't feel like at the age of 41 in a couple of weeks that I really have to worry about people finding me all that attractive. Because I'm pushing 41 and I'm fat. Well, only a small subsection of the population is going to find my old fat tranny ass particularly attractive. And I'm more or less kind of okay with that. Sometimes more, sometimes less. And sometimes I'm feeling like super butch, and sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I would really like to be pretty femme, sometimes not. Most of the time I'm just me, because I get up in the morning, I roll off the couch, go make coffee or tea, make some breakfast, go to work. About 9 hours later, I'm back at the house, reading a book, shooting a YouTube video, whatever. I don't really have a social life to speak of. I'm not dating anyone. I don't have any prospects. So it kind of doesn't matter. I mean, the people at the office don't think of me as some guy or some girl or some freak. They think of me as Sydney. Some of them think of me as Manuel, my actual legal name. But they just think of me as like a person. And sometimes gender presentation comes into play. More often than not, it really doesn't, because I'm sitting in an office. It's not even a shared office. People see me through emails, and they hear from me on the phone occasionally, although I usually have my phone on Do Not Disturb pretty much all the time. So it kind of doesn't matter, you know. I want to be comfortable and yet dressed in something that fits within the confines of business casual. And I kind of wanted to mention that as something that I think is perhaps normative in a way. I don't have to look all doodly or all chicky. And I think probably most people don't. Most people, during most of their waking hours, are dressed as waiters or construction workers, office people, cops, whatever. We wear uniforms. And a good many uniforms are not all that gender specific, and this is frankly intentional. So that's kind of a little bit of what's on my mind at the moment. There's lots of stuff on my mind, but that was one thing I kind of wanted to float out there, and just kind of put generally on the table to see if anyone has any thoughts about this general idea that you might like to share and discuss. I would particularly love to see video responses, however brief, on this one, because I think it's a good, fun topic to chat on, and if you do a video response, you might actually get some of your own channel viewers to chime in as well. It's, I think, an interesting, fun little discussion, and it's not by gender specific. So, let me know what you think, or don't. If you don't, I will never love you again. And if you do, we will make hot, sweaty, passionate love. So, there you go. I think we're good. Until next time, I'm Sydney Tinker.